Hi everybody, this is Brian from Bull Strength coming at you with another video. I'm going to take a little break from the strength progression series. Part 3 will be up soon. I just wanted to take a minute to talk about a topic that's kind of relevant to the first two parts, especially the second part. So if you're interested about getting into strength training, go ahead and check those videos out. But today I wanted to talk about why most people need a personal trainer, okay? At least at some point, right? The reason why is, most people don't really make progress. Most people don't get the results they want. A lot of people, they don't lose weight, they don't get their aesthetic goals, they don't build the muscles they want to build. And basically they're not coming at training correctly, and that's why they're not making gains, right? So most people, they get committed to go to the gym, which is great. And then they go to the gym, and usually most people that I see go between the cardio machines, so like the treadmills, exercise bikes, ellipticals. They'll do that for maybe 10, 20 minutes. And then they'll go over to the machine area. Usually most people don't touch free weights at all, and they'll just hit some chest presses, some leg presses. Their shit's kind of all over the place. There's not a lot of structure to it. And these people will go to the gym for years and make very little progress, right? Where after years of training, there should be some very noticeable differences in your physique, in your strength, in the way you feel, and there's nothing scientific to that whatsoever, right? So people just don't take exercising as seriously as they should, right? It's seen as more of a, it's a thing that like meatheads are into, and people that are into bro science and shit like that, when in reality diet and exercise are very complex fields of science. The rabbit hole as far as diet and training goes, it's almost limitless, right? There's just so much research, there's so much stuff that's published out there that you could spend a whole lifetime learning it, and by the end of it, still not fully understand it. So to come at it with no respect, you're just setting yourself up to get no results, basically. So I like to compare it to like trying to learn another complex science, right? So let's take quantum physics, for example, okay? Now, I have a basic understanding of quantum physics. I know that it's basically the science behind the multiverse, behind other dimensions. It's the science behind string theory and stuff like that. But I wouldn't try to apply anything in quantum physics. I wouldn't try to write an article on quantum physics. I don't know enough, right? And if I want, let's say I want to learn about quantum physics, but I'm only going to learn through Instagram, right? How a lot of lifters draw inspiration and learn from. A lot of people go to Instagram or Pinterest or any of those websites where it's basically just pictures. Well, imagine trying to learn any other science like that. Imagine trying to learn quantum physics from just going and looking at fucking Einstein and Stephen Hawking quotes on Instagram. Like, you're not going to be able to piece it all together. You might get a very basic, super basic understanding of maybe what it looks like, but nothing. You don't know anything behind the science, right? And if you really wanted to learn quantum physics, you could do years and years of research on the internet, and maybe buy a school textbook, and just learn it all yourself. And I'm sure that you could learn it that way. It would take years, and it would be difficult to do. But why would you want to do that, right? Why don't you just take a class? You have a teacher that has already done the legwork. He's already done years and years of research. He knows what he's talking about. So why not just go to a quantum physics class to learn quantum physics, right? Like I said, you can do the research on your own. You might not be 100% accurate by the end of it, unless you really, really get some kind of education. But then you're going to need a teacher. You need a mentor, right? To learn basically any science. You need some sort of teacher or a mentor. This applies to exercise and nutrition science. It's very complex. It's very deep. And you could spend a whole lifetime researching and learning about it on your own. Just hire somebody who's already done the legwork, someone who knows what they're talking about, right? And, do your research, find a good trainer that fits your goals, and learn, right? So, a trainer is they're gonna turn your exercise routine into a scientific routine. There's going to be goals, right? Your trainer is going to get a baseline, and basically he's going to use science, or she's going to use science to guarantee progress, right? They're very knowledgeable in the field. So, and not only that, but you get a friend out of it. I mean, let's face it. I mean, personal trainers are very personal. You get to know your clients very, very intimately. You're hiring someone who's friendly and very knowledgeable and is going to train you to be competent in exercise, right? So, yeah, like any other science, right? You want to hire a teacher to guide you through it. Or, like I said, the alternative route is to learn it on your own, but that's a much more difficult route. But I mean, if you're into it, if you're the introverted type that just loves to sit around and research and read and watch people's YouTube videos and stuff like that, and look at journals, and you can put it all together. It's just going to take a while. So I recommend you save yourself the trouble, you save yourself the time and the effort, and possible plateaus and troubleshooting and things that you might not be equipped to handle. Just skip all of that, hire somebody, and if it's a good trainer, right? Like a bad personal trainer will be sort of esoteric, right? They're going to be like the keepers of the flame. They don't want to let their knowledge out. They don't want to tell you how they're programming your stuff. They don't want to tell you where they're getting inspired from, because they want you to keep coming back and paying them. Well, what good is a teacher if the student isn't learning? If you're just going through the motions and you're not learning anything, then you've hired a very worthless personal trainer. This is basically a person who, is going to program your shit like 10 minutes before you show up. It just fucking slaps something together real quick. Probably dick around on their phone while you're training. And, you don't get anything out of it. The goal of every personal trainer is to ensure that their client is competent by the end of it, okay? That you could go out solo and be able to continue making progress, right? The point is to teach, okay? It's not just to, give reps and sets and fucking just sit around, right? So that's it. Hire a personal trainer that is a good teacher. You will make progress. You will break plateaus. I promise you. All of you hard gainers out there that don't really exist, you're just not doing the right thing. That's the reason why you're a hard gainer. Hire a personal trainer. So that's it for today's video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. I know it's a little strange making an analogy to quantum physics there, and it's definitely the two fields are not equivalent whatsoever. But I was just trying to make a little metaphor there. So everybody have a good day or night wherever you're at in the world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.